Hello, welcome to Happy Reading with Darby G. I'm going to now show you some of my favorite picture books that we have, including some brand new releases. Some of them are new release as of the last release, so they've already had time to go out of stock, and so I'm really sorry if any of these are out of stock at the time, but there are some brand new ones that just came out 2 weeks ago, so you should be good. I will start with a classic, though. This one has been around since I've started. There's also a Hungry version of this. The cool thing about these are the pages are thicker, and on top of that, the illustrations are actually done with mud and dirt. And there's a cadence throughout, because kids love that kind of stuff. Like, I'm a dirty dinosaur with a dirty tum. I splatter it with mud and I tap it like a drum. Tap, 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 tap it like a drum. Kids love that. I've read this to my kiddo and he's memorized it. They just love it. My favorite book that we have is the Nibbles book. This one is much loved by everybody, and it's all about this book monster, Nibbles, who eats books and loves them. And he goes throughout the book changing stories. Sorry, these are hard to turn. He's changing storylines to familiar stories, so kids will find it so funny. There's so many little details, so many things that even older kids are going to find funny that younger kids won't even understand. And then there's things for the younger kids too. So that's what's great. It's got a great shelf life, literally. And then in the end, you catch Nibbles, you put him in, and you open up the cage, and oh my gosh, he got out. Like, that's actually a hole in the book. So they'll love it. There's also a plush. Another one that I've always loved is this Tale of Two Beasts. It's told from two perspectives, and it's just a story about friendship. And it has... this little girl finds this little beast and she takes care of him, but he thinks she's kidnapping him. So the second part of the story is all about his perspective, and in the end they kind of come into the conclusion they're little buddies. Then we have Choose Your Own Journey, which I think this is the one that might be out of stock right now. It is a really fun interactive book. So your kid gets to pick which one to follow with their little finger. And they follow the path all the way throughout it. And there's different things that happen. Some of the trails will end early, and then you gotta start back over. It's just a fun, and no matter how many times you read them, the kids are still excited because they think it's a whole new journey. We have a little series called the Billy B series. We have older chapter books for older kids, but so now we have them in like the picture books. I love these. Every time I've read one of these to my kid, who's almost 5, he plays the scenes. So basically the premise is Billy and Jack and our little friends at preschool end up pretending some sort of scene, and it's an adventure. And then they come back to like the real world in their preschool. So it's just a really fun thing for kids that like imaginary play. What Will Danny Do Today is another one that has like those stiffer pages. So it's kind of fun that it's not just regular pages. And every page you get to choose what Danny's gonna wear, what he's gonna eat, what class he's gonna go to, what he's gonna learn, who's gonna teach him, or who his favorite teacher is, that kind of thing. It's another interactive way to talk about things you see in a book. Then we've got Above and Below, which this is actually the sister book to a book we got like maybe 1 or 2 releases ago, called What's Below, which is a pop under book, and it's really cool too. But I wanted to show you this one because I was quite fascinated. It's got a lot of facts in it. So they have facts about everything you see on the page, and then there's a split page, and there's more facts by what you see behind the page. It's all about the different ecosystems. So it's a fascinating way to learn. The same way it kind of feels like a picture book. So that's called Above and Below. And I haven't read this one through yet. This one's on our docket for tonight because I just got this last night. But this is called Fast and Fury Racers, the Silver Serpent Cup. And it's just a fun racing. It says that today the town of Furryville's a very noisy place. They're getting ready for a race. The air is filled with honking horns and engines revving up. They all have to race to win the Silver Cup, the Silver Serpent Cup. So if your kid's into race cars or cars in general or anything with wheels, that's going to be a winner if I hit myself in the face with that. The one I'm most excited about, we read this last night, and my kiddo loved it. I loved it, and it's another one that's great for shelf life beyond this picture book stage, which is cool. Beautiful imagery again. There's little flaps throughout it. It's all about this kid that goes exploring, and he finds a mammoth, and the little baby brother gets away, so they have to find the baby brother mammoth, and they go into a museum, and he just keeps running. But along the course of the way, you get to learn a lot of different facts. So it's just a fun, engaging picture book again. And even for older kids, because some of these facts were over my 5-year-old's head, but some of them were perfect, and we talked about them, like dinosaur facts and stuff. So it's just awesome. It's called The Curious Case of the Missing Mammoth. Then we have Can I Join Your Club, which is brand new, and I'm so glad we finally have a book like this. This is amazing. All these animals, or this duck keeps asking all these animals if he can join their club, and basically he doesn't meet the qualifications because he's not that animal. It's all about discrimination in like a very small sense. So at the end, he starts his own club and he accepts everybody. And I think it's a perfect segue into talking about why we want to be friends with everybody and be nice to everybody and be inclusive to everybody, even if we're different. It's called Can I Join Your Club? And then last but not least is Snowflake in My Pocket. It's just a real cute, warm, endearing story about a little squirrel and a bear that live in a tree and they experience winter together. And I just want to show you real quick the images. It's got a cool way of illustration. And he looks out his window. Oh, this is so hard to do. There we go. See how it's like an actual window. But anyway, and if you want to see any more of those books, just let me know and I can give you a little bit more of a specific video. But thank you so much for joining and happy reading.